But you know, sometimes the morning gets busy and Target is just out of virgin goats to sacrifice. So good morning, gentle viewer. Today is Writer Wednesday. It's the end of November, so today I'm going to be getting ready for the day and talking about all the writing lessons I learned this month. So thank you for stopping by, and I hope you enjoy. I haven't even started yet, and I've already found a cap to who knows what. I feel like I learned so much this November in both a writing and a personal sense. So many things happened, and I did a lot of backsliding, but also made a lot of progress in different areas. And writing is definitely one of those areas where I feel like I learned a lot. One of the most surprising things I learned this month is that mini sessions of writing really add up. Like, I think as artists, we can get very hung up on ritualizing our writing sessions. And it's not that there's anything wrong with that, but it can lead to a sense of, if I don't have my ritual in place, then I can't possibly get any writing done. But you know, sometimes the morning gets busy and Target is just out of virgin goats to sacrifice, so you can't really rely on your ritual to always be in place. Especially for me as a military spouse, I'm about to do a ton of moving and traveling over the next 2 years, and I still want to be able to write during that time. So smaller and more frequent writing sessions are going to become more of a norm for me. So I'm glad that this month I experimented with that. Using the Scrivener app on my phone and then letting it sync up to the main manuscript on my laptop has proven very fruitful. And not just in a sense of convenience. I've had many moments where I'm doing something else and I'll get an idea for a scene, and it's easy to say, well, I don't have my laptop with me right now, I'll just remember it when I get home, but of course I never do. And also, when the inclination to write hits me, I want to be more open into letting myself surrender to that. So for example, last night I was actually playing a video game, and there was kind of a sad scene of character reveal in the game, and I'm sure other types of artists do this. But sometimes I'll be consuming something and I'll step back as a writer and think, that's interesting. What makes me have such a strong reaction to that? So in this case, I really liked the tone of the scene, and it made me want to incorporate that into a scene in my current manuscript. So I just paused my video game, I set it to the side, grabbed my phone, and in just a few short moments did a quick draft of about 300 words. So not only convenient, because by then I was in bed, I was in my pajamas, I was relaxed. So that's one big lesson I learned this month, is to not get too hung up on complex writing rituals. And if I feel the inclination to write, just take a few minutes and see where that goes. Another big takeaway for me this month is I want to become more comfortable following my in-the-moment inclinations as a writer. I've mentioned before that I tend to over-rely on my outline, and I do that out of a need for control and out of a need to stem the anxieties I have around writing. That can lead to some very restrictive thinking, which is not what you want during the rough draft. A friend of mine sent me a link to a yoga video that she really likes, and I'll link that down in the box. And in it, the instructor really made a point of emphasizing to stretch in the way that you need today. And something about that really stuck with me because it suggests that we have our routines, we have our habits, but those things might need to be adjusted depending on what we need that day. So if I have a daily yoga habit, maybe today I need that yoga to be a little bit more forgiving, or maybe today I need it to be a little bit more challenging. So it really comes down to stopping and reflecting before I engage in that ritual. What do I need today? And I've been kind of thinking about that in terms of my writing. When I sit down to write, what do I need to write today? If I'm feeling kind of tired that day, maybe I can write a scene where there's a lot of dialogue. Or if I'm feeling very motivated to write, maybe I can tackle a scene that's particularly challenging. And if you, gentle viewer, are a pantser or more of a discovery writer, I'm sure that kind of thing comes very naturally to you. But it doesn't come very naturally to me, so I want to cultivate more of that into my writing practice. Sometimes I look at the blues and greens in my eyeshadow palettes and think, you will never be used. I've really been liking this Bing Bing color on the Melissa Michelle palette. I'd like to find a similar shade in another palette if I can, once this runs out. I'm trying to think if I learned any beauty lessons this month. I'm sure if you asked my mom, it would be that I need to remember to do masks more often. Alright, using my trusty Ulta Beauty Ultra Slim brow pencil in dark brown. And it turns out I like the smaller, slimmer brow pencils. It might be because my vision isn't great, so having a smaller pencil keeps me from going too heavy-handed. Okay, looking for my glasses, which is always fun when you can't see anything without them. Alright, got them on, and let's put caps on things before we move on. Okay, and today I'm going to use the Clinique lipstick in Black Honey. I ended up really liking this lipstick shade. Alright, looks like I'm done getting ready for today. Thank you for spending some time with me this morning. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!